So I'm doing a quick Ray top for the Resistance Ray build. I just need something quick in the next couple of weeks and I don't have time to order any fabric. So I got an oversized singlet or tank top, whatever you call this, in the colour that I wanted, just from Vinnie's. I think I spent like about $5. So it's about, I don't know, maybe a size 18. I'm a size 10 to 12. So to mark the lines where I'm going to cut it, because I'm going to do a fake overlap. So it's going to look like an overlapping top, but it's not actually an full overlapping crisscross top. So I pulled, because I'm going to cut it, I'm going to pull it so that this is flat against that side. And that's where I want that to sit on this side. And then I pulled it back this way. And that's where I want that one to sit. So I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to have, it's going to be big enough that I can put this and overlap it here. I'm going to sew just along here, just a little bit under the edge on the outside, because then I'm going to whip stitch all the way down. And I'm going to use the leftovers here, what I'm going to take out here, and I'm going to use that for the collar. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So at the moment I'm just detaching the edging, or the whatever that is. Technical sewing terms, I do not know them. I'm just taking off that edging. So I've already taken it off there, so that at least on the back or around the neck it's off, and currently taking off around the arms, because that won't need to, kitty, that won't need to be have a seam or anything in the end, so it'll just be rough like that. Okay, so now I've taken up the seam to where I want to cut it. So what I'll do is I'll cut that there, so then I get rid of this triangle, overlap it to how I like it. Then, just to take in the side so it's not super baggy, I'll start from there, take it in however far I need, and for here I'll do the same. I just wanted to keep this here so that at least I've still got the armhole the way it is on both sides. So this is really just, hi Dash, this is really experimenting for me, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so here it is so far. I've just pinned it straight over the top so that it looks like it's overlapping, but I took the seam right up and then tucked this front part in underneath. I've also taken in the side. I've just pinned it, and for now I haven't actually sewn it yet, but it's sitting quite alright. And because it's quite long, don't want it this long, I want it just a tiny bit less. I'll take off about this much, and I'll actually use that for my, what do you call it? My collar. And then we'll start on the back detail. So now I'm up to the collar, which I managed to get enough material actually from the overlap of the crossover, from the smaller part of the crossover that was underneath. And so I cut that off, and I managed to get actually quite enough. It was a bit more actually, I had to cut a bit off. So now I've put I've sewed it together, and I've put a strip of iron-on interfacing just to stiffen it up a little bit, so otherwise it'll be all floppy. Now I'll fold it in half with the inside out and sew it so it's got that nice curved front edge, and then I'll be able to attach it to the shirt. Okay, now I have attached this. See, so I've just created that curve, and now I've just attached it by popping the actual shirt in between the two layers, because what I'll do is I'll whip stitch around the back so it actually looks nicer. But yeah, so far so good. Oh, so before I forget, there's actually supposed to be either a seam that goes in a sort of archway from underneath the arms up over the back, or in lighter fabrics, not like this one where you can actually see through, you can use an interfacing, which would be so much easier. But this is actually quite a heavy fabric, so even if I put the interfacing in there, it wouldn't actually show up. So I'm going to try something tricky here, because I've seen it where people actually cut it and then sew it back together. I'm going to try and do a pin tuck. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It might look good, might look horrendous, but that's okay. Always try. So I've just taken a pencil, turned it inside out, done this on the inside, and then I'm going to pin it or just freehand it. Who knows? But I'm going to try and do that seam at the back. Okay, so that actually worked really well. So what I did was I turned it inside out. You can see. I just pinched the material along the line, pinned it a little bit further in, and then just ran, whoops, and then just ran the sewing machine just along the edge there. It's a bit hard to see. Let's see if I can, there we go. So just ran the sewing machine just right along the edge. So then it comes out like a seam, but it's not, because cheating. So there, all right. Well, let's see what it looks like on. Okay, so there it is. So I whip stitched all the way up here, all the way around, all the way around the neck. Yep. And then, let's see if we can't see the back. Wow, look at that. Cool. Seam looks really good. The collar is sitting pretty good. I mean, if I'd made this from material, from scratch, probably would have made the neckline just a little bit narrower, just so that the collar sits a bit better, but beggars can't be choosers. And yeah, so there is my resistance ray or training ray